Welcome everyone to the Cryptoeconomics Lab channel on the campus of University of Cincinnati. My name is Sunshine and I am your host today for our very special series titled Innovation Interview. Innovation Interview focuses on students and scholars who are making a great impact on cryptocurrency and blockchain and Web3 adoption.
Kind of contribute a little bit on why I want to study cryptocurrency.
Like I was introduced to like blockchain, Web3.
I am very excited to introduce to you our first interview with Jack Liu. Welcome, Jack, and thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. So Jack is a second-year PhD business student with a focus of information systems at the Linder College of Business at the University of Cincinnati. His research focuses on understanding social phenomena associated with disruptive technologies such as sharing economy, fintech, and IoT devices or Internet of Things. Jack has authored 2 books, 2 publications in academic journals, with 3 in progress, and has presented 8 scholarly presentations. He has been a course and lab instructor for web development, and in the last 2 years, he has been awarded more than $30,000 in research grants. Most recently, he was awarded the Digital Futures Research Fellowship at the Kautz-Uible Cryptoeconomics Lab, where his focus is on understanding the impact of blockchain-enabled systems on individuals and businesses. He is also a lab manager and currently working on his PhD dissertation on trust, privacy, and cryptocurrency assets. Very impressive background, to say the least. Before we get into this interview and the meat and potatoes, tell me something about yourself that many people don't know.
Well, I don't have a lot to say, but we have a saying, jack of all trades, master of none. And I think that saying is really a good description of myself. This is part because maybe that's the reason why I picked the name Jack when I first came to the US. My parents have a farm in Vietnam. And if I did not pursue my career in academia, I would, have been at home right now being a farmer. So they grow coconut and pineapple. And my passion is to make many products I can with pineapple. So in my free time, I try to make like pineapple wine, pineapple candy, and stuff like that. I mean, in my free time, I would spend time at the lake fishing. So if you don't see me in the lab working or not at the College of Business, you would go to the lake and you can find me there. I can fish over the night too. Sometimes I just drive up to the lake and spend the night there. That's crazy, but that's how I spend my free time. I also love doing ceramics too. So maybe in the free time, I would pick up that hobby again. But yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Well, anything pineapple I love, so I'll be happy to try any of your recipes. And also, I will tell you that last year I ended up taking a pottery wheel class.
Really?
And it is not easy.
It is
I think
not.
I've had more clay on the outside of the wheel than the inside. So,
yeah, it's art and science.
It's very fun, very fun. All right. So, question number 1, Jack. Can you give us just a little bit background on what led you to where you are now and how you became interested in blockchain and cryptocurrency?
I have a international business background. So my undergraduate is in international business. And then after that, I am fascinated by how technology works. So I went back to school again and get my associate applied science in computer science. And then after that, one thing led to the other. The next thing I know, I applied for my master in information system. And while I was there at Illinois State University, I get hired as a research assistant. So I get engaged with research very early. And at that time, I think early 2019, I bought something called Dogecoin. It's just a start out as a joke. So I think I spent maybe $20, and then a few years later, it's turned into $1,000. And that's crazy, right? But it is, that story kind of contribute a little bit on why I want to study cryptocurrency and blockchain in general. Is not the main reason. I think blockchain is a new form of database, right? And it can help with transparency and traceability. It has some drawback right now, like latency and scale back. But I think in the future, it can be a good alternative or a good replacement, right, for the traditional database. That's why I'm interested in what I'm doing right now. In general, my research focus on understanding the social phenomena of technology, specifically sharing economy, privacy into the system. And then last year, right, I was awarded a fellowship with the Digital Future at the Digital Future Building. So my co-authors and I, Benny Samuel and Michael Jones, are focusing on understanding the impact of cryptocurrency ownership, right, on individuals. So yeah, that's kind of my story.
Wow. Yeah. So it sounds like blockchain can answer a lot of the problems that we have today in technology in general. Now, Jack, I briefly mentioned all of your academic accomplishments. Which one of those accomplishments are you most proud of that you feel has helped you move forward and has helped you grow?
I think I'm very fortunate to be here at UC, where we have a lot of researchers actively tackling a lot of problems that matters, right? So I'm here today at the Digital Future Lab, where we, our neighbor is the AR/VR research lab, and then they have a lab called Strand Tour. I really want to stop by to say hi to them sometimes. Anyway, this past semester, I started we call it a brown bag series. So blockchain cryptocurrency research brown bag theory, where I invited a lot of scholars come to our lab, the crypto lab, to talk about their research progress. And as we know that, again, blockchain technology is just a new intervention. It needs a thorough and detailed investigation from many fields of science. Because of that, we invited PhD students from information system, business analytics, criminal justice, finance, and computer science come to the lab to share the research. Currently, we have researchers seeking to understand crypto pricing, like market manipulation, right? And then we have a group of researchers in the criminal justice department. They look into the dark side of cryptocurrency, such as victimizations or cybercrime. So like not just understanding the current progress of cryptocurrency adoption, but also look at scam, right? How likely are you going to get scammed, when you trade or owning crypto? So we look at both sides, the good side and the not so good side too. And I believe that this collaboration from different fields can move, we can move faster and solve problems that are more relevant and matter to the real world. So we meet bi-weekly here at the Cryptoeconomics Lab from 4 to 5 p.m. On Wednesday, I believe.
Well, wow, I'm going to have to check that brown bag out. Sounds really interesting. It just seems that you're able to have multiple resources available with this collaboration, so you can kind of excel innovation much quicker. So that's pretty cool that you were able to create that. And you realize that there is a need and a niche for that.
Okay.
So I want to next discuss your current project with the Cryptoeconomics Lab. Consider I know nothing about cryptocurrency. And can you describe your current research in a very easy, understandable way?
To state a very, in general, we try to do a T, right? So we try to start very broad, and then we see if anything interesting, we will go much more detail. To do so, we technically just utilize different methodologies, including like interview, survey, and archival data. So we just want to understand why people are adopting cryptocurrencies, right? And by doing so, we just talk to people, right? Either survey indirectly, right? Give them a survey, or just interview them, right? And then luckily, we have a market research lab at Lindner College of Business, where we can give students survey, and then they can get class credits for taking the survey. So we have a lot of students participate in our survey. I think the last time I checked, we have 520 observations.
Well, that's a good sample size.
Yeah, and then surprisingly, about a third 28% of the participants reported that they had owned cryptocurrency before, with a surprising high, high, right? So if you randomly
almost
pick
30%.
Yeah, yes.
That's
if you pick like 10 students, and there's a very high chance that you can see some crypto owners right there.
Mhm.
And we asked a whole bunch of questions, right? Like, what led you to cryptocurrency? And there's some questions are very obvious, right? Like, their friends tell them to do so, the media, and some will say that because they find something, I would say some weaknesses, right? Some disadvantage of the US dollar. So they want to find an alternative payment method, right? Some will say that the inflation is very bad. So they want to find some alternative. For now, the crypto price is very fluctuated. Again, these are just perception of the student, but we think they are very surprising that a lot of people think into decentralization, right? There is no central entity that regulate a currency, and some will come to crypto because they love new technology. They want to try things out.
These are primarily students, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
And while blockchain technology seems to be a good solution for data storage, trading cryptocurrency still have to go through a intermediary platform, right? So people have been saying that we need decentralization, but think of FTX, right, and Coinbase and Robinhood. We have to go through a centralized exchange to trade, and I think that researchers and policymakers need to think much more about how decentralized it is, right? And really, how can we make it better for people to trade and use cryptocurrency? And another thing that we find is there is a very high correlation between financial literacy and cryptocurrency ownership.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me tell you an example, right? So we give them a survey of 5 questions of financial knowledge, and then the crypto owner actually have a very high score of financial literacy, and then we go ahead and go to the field. We hire a company called Relific. It's just a platform where you can hire people to like do research. And then a few people tell me that cryptocurrency actually changed their understanding of fiat currency. And I quote, "It made me realize cryptocurrency can be pretty good in times of inflation." And that is coming from a 60 years old female participant, right? And another female, older female too. She's 53 years old. She said that her involvement with crypto has broadened and deepened her understanding of history of money and macroeconomics. We believe that somehow, right? A lot of people say it's a backdoor of learning opportunity, right? Where you don't want to learn, but actually when you get into it, it makes you think and go out there and learn more about financial knowledge. So I think the next step for us is just to dig a little bit deeper to see, if there is a causal relationship between cryptocurrency ownership and financial literacy.
Yeah, and that was really just my thought, and my question is, you discussed the main topics, that why people adopt cryptocurrency. You found there is maybe some distrust with the government and fiat along with inflation, but also after they adopt cryptocurrency, the impact of trading and increased financial knowledge. Do you find that maybe that there's a direct correlation or a cause and effect of, 1 and 2?
That's a really good question. For now, we just run a very basic statistical test. What I just tell you is that we want to do a randomized control experiment, right? Similar to in medical world, we have to do that to at least prove that there is a causal relationship. So we plan to go to the field and recruit people, maybe 2 groups, right? One. So before and after, right, we capture their financial score. right? To see like how do you perform in the question regarding to like let's say knowledge about inflation, interest rate, mortgage payment, right? There's some questionnaire created from, I think, the Bureau of Statistics. So they're very reliable. So we want to give that test to the two group, right? The crypto adopter and non-crypto adopter. And then maybe waiting a few months or maybe a year, right? And then ask them to take a test, another similar test again to see if there's a increase in the financial knowledge score, right? So that we may have a more concrete evidence to say that there's a causal relation. But for now, I think what I can say is that the difference between the financial knowledge between the two groups is pretty high. So we have 5 questions, right? And if we calculate the score using the sum of the 5 questions, so the score will vary from 0 to 5, right? And if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but the crypto group has an average score of 3.2, while the non-crypto has a score of like 2 point something. So the difference is very, very, I would say statistically significant.
Fascinating. Well, can you give us a timeline on your plan with your project and what to do with the survey data as far as publication and future research?
So for right now, as I just mentioned, right, we just ask them a whole bunch of questions, and then we find the relationship between cryptocurrency ownership and financial knowledge is somewhat interesting, right? And we also want to develop a I would say, a valid scale, right? A measurement to measure crypto literacy, right? So we want to measure how much do you know about crypto. And the lab director, Michael Jones, he's very fascinated about that project. So we want to create a reliable measurement so that we can see if there is a correlation between financial knowledge and cryptocurrency literacy, right? And then we also want to see if there is any intervention that we can do to alleviate the risk from trading cryptocurrency, because you know that many people report that they have lost their private key, the key to their wallet, either it's a digital one or a physical one, right? So we want to see if there's any intervention that we can do to increase or to reduce the risk, right? Or increase the user experience in cryptocurrency trading. So cybersecurity and is something that we want to look into as well. So in terms of the publication, we are working on a white paper, right? And that white paper would give us a 30,000 feet introduction to what we know about the current state of cryptocurrency adoption, the demographic of the user, their financial knowledge, security issues, and stuff like that. So that will come out by the end of this semester.
Okay,
in terms
so
of
soon, this year.
Yep.
Great.
In terms of the research paper, we just get approved from the institutional review bar, IRB, so that we can do some randomized control experiments if we want to.
Awesome.
And I think by the end of this year, we will have something to either submit to a conference or a peer review journal.
I am definitely looking forward to reading that white paper. And you are definitely doing some important research in the background of blockchain. I do have one more question for you. What do you feel is the #1 barrier, and what will you find, and what will finally drive an adoption for blockchain and cryptocurrency?
So this is just my personal opinion. I think whether we like it or not, right? Cryptocurrency need a very, very good legal structure to go. Let's think of the FTX event, right? The underlying technology of cryptocurrency with its blockchain, right, is still standing. There's no single scientist or expert gonna say that blockchain is a scam, right? But most of the cryptocurrency transactions right now have to go through a centralized exchange, right? Like FTX, Coinbase, Robinhood, meaning that we need to go through a centralized entity, right? without a proper regulations and support, I think cryptocurrency will have a much more challenging time if they want to become mainstream, right?
Okay.
Another thing that may relate to the technical aspect, right? And a lot of people into the space know this, right? Is the transaction time, right? Compared to the Visa system, right? Visa Master system, the transaction time right now is still very slow. So I think if we can speed up, we cannot just wait 2 minutes for a coffee, transaction, right? We want it to be fast and reliable.
Absolutely, yes.
And the second element is associated to that is the fees, right? You have to pay a very high fee right now. So I think yes, you can buy a Tesla with that if you accept the fee, but like every time you go to Kroger or Walmart and you have to pay a pretty higher fee, I'm not sure if everyone is comfortable dealing with that. Right, so I think the ability to scale up and blockchain in general, right, scaling up and latency are still two of the biggest challenges.
Well, all really good points. Well, Jack, I want to thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to seeing that white paper and your future projects that I'm sure will penetrate the market on financial education and literacy. Your contributions will not go unrecognized, I am sure. But to stay on the same topic of financial literacy, this interview will end with our first lab crypto game created by myself.
Wow.
And this is called the Crypto Lab Speed Scholar. I'll kind of show. So this is a card deck that has a bunch of crypto questions and a version of extreme speed. Okay, you are the first to play this game. But all of our interviews this month will be challenged, and one will be crowned the Crypto Lab King Scholar, which, by the way, is a great honor, right?
That sounds fun.
So we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you the directions, and then I'm going to set my timer. So you'll have 1 minute to answer as many as these questions about cryptocurrency. Some are abbreviations, some are easy, some are difficult. If you don't know the answer, pass. And the object is to get as many right as possible. And then you can watch the rest of the interviews this month to see who the winner is.
All right.
So let me set my timer. So I'm going to do 1 minute and 3 seconds so I can just turn the card over. You just shuffle up here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You think you are the Crypto Speed Scholar? All right. All right. I'm going to go fast. You ready? And
all right.
Go. People that update the blockchain are called?
The validator.
People that update the blockchain?
Pass.
Famous early crypto exchange that became insolvent due to hacks in 2014.
Oh, I don't know that. Pass.
P2P.
Peer-to-peer.
Yes. A physical storage device such as a flash drive, hard drive, or a solid state drive used to store cryptocurrency offline.
The hardware wallet or the core wallet.
Yes. Smallest unit of Bitcoin.
Satoshi.
Yes. Known for pumping Dogecoin. It's a good one for you.
Elon Musk.
Yes. Where is the Bitcoin central server located?
Pass.
Okay, we're done.
All
so
right.
You got 1, 2, 3, you got 4. Congratulations. So you got 4 right. I will put you in the books as 4. And once again, thank you for this interview. I learned a lot today, and I look forward to seeing your white paper, and take care.
Thank you very much, Sunshine. Thank
Good
you
luck
very
to
much
you,
for
Jack.
having me. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.